Hi everyone, this is Amy Emberling, one of the co-managing partners of Zingerman's Bakehouse, and I'm sort of happy to be here with all of you today doing this video. I wish it were under different circumstances, but considering we can't all get together, those of us at Bake thought that we might make some videos in the meantime to share some of our knowledge with you. Before I get going to teach you about making wheat porridge, or what most of us know of as cream of wheat, I just want to tell you a little bit about how I got ready for today. You might notice that I'm wearing this very particular shirt. This is my most favorite ever Zingerman's t-shirt. Zingerman's known for having a lot of t-shirts. This one was created in 2003 and I've been holding on to it, and I only wear it on special occasions. It says "Don't freak out." Usually I wear it on really busy days during the holidays when we're all feeling anxious about our work, but I think we can all understand why I might be wearing it today. I'm also wearing my special red shoes because they help me feel happy and energetic, and I think little joys are kind of valuable at moments like this. Also, for those of you who know me and have actually met me, you know I'm not very tall, and so I need a little bit of height when I'm actually cooking at counters. So usually I have my clogs on, but I didn't want to wear my clogs in the house. They have a lot of bakery schmutz on them. So instead I'm wearing my red shoes. So what are we going to do today? We're going to make cream of wheat. Why cream of wheat? And we're calling ours cream of the crop because cream of wheat is actually a trademark name, so we can't use that. I'm making this because I think of it as a really, really comforting food to eat, and during this time of uncertainty, it's nice to have comforting things. At Zingerman's Bakehouse, some of you may know we've really gotten into using whole grains and freshly milling grains, and so we created our own cream of the crop wheat porridge. This is organic, soft, white Michigan wheat that we mill ourselves, and it's milled to a rough consistency. You need that when you're making a porridge. You don't want it to be super fine or just become glue-like, so you could take a peek at this so you can see what it looks like. You can see all of the pieces of bran in there, and I can tell you that it feels quite grainy in my hands, which is different than if you were just touching sort of whole wheat flour that you bought in the grocery store. So if you have a mill at home, just mill your whole berry, and it doesn't have to be soft wheat. It could be hard wheat. It will just taste a little different, but you want to mill it so that it's rough like this. If you don't have a mill at home and you live in the Ann Arbor area, you can come to our shop and you can buy this, and Zingerman's mail order is actually selling it. Or you could do what I really wish a lot of people would do, is go buy a mill. One of the mills that we love is called Mock Mill. So a little background besides why we're doing it at the bakery. For some reason, well, I know why. In my family, when my children were young, they're now much older, 24 and 29, we used to give them cream of wheat when they were very little. And it turned out it was because my father, that's a good Freudian slip, my husband had it from his mother, and her mother, his grandmother, made it for them. She grew up on a farm in eastern Montana, and on a wheat farm actually, and I think it was just like a basic normal thing to eat for breakfast. So it's been a tradition in our house. All right, so how do you make it? It's really, really simple. Here's our recipe. This is enough for two, and if you buy a bag of it from the bakery, the recipe's on the back. So the whole wheat flour, coarsely ground, 1/4 cup, or you know how we like to weigh things here, it's 47 grams. And then milk, 1 2/3 cups. I have it in the pot. I've already started to warm it up. And a little bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm gonna measure that right now. As you know, at Zingerman's Bakehouse, we like to use sea salt. If you don't have sea salt, especially in the time of a worldwide pandemic, I wouldn't worry about it. Don't bother going out to get some. Then you heat up the milk until it comes to a boil. And we're going to take 1/4 cup of our wheat flour, and we're going to sort of gently stream it into the pot. Now, some people like cream of wheat to be lumpy. I know some people might find that kind of revolting, but in our house, it turns out that some people like it because they like that chewiness. So if you want it to be lumpy, you just dump the whole thing in and don't stir it right away. I'm gonna try to make it not too lumpy though. So we'll wait till this comes to a boil, and then I'll start cooking it. I have my bowl ready for when it's finished. I pour it in the bowl, and in our house, the way we like to eat it is to put a little pat of butter on it and then some brown sugar. I happen to be out of brown sugar, but I have some maple sugar for some reason. So we're gonna put maple sugar on it today. Okay, so you wait till your milk comes to a boil, and then you gently shake in the cream of wheat and stir while you're doing it. And as I said before, if you wanted it to be really lumpy, you could just pour it all in and not stir for a little bit. And then I'm now just going to stir while it cooks. You can see that I had my burner on a little high, and around the edges the milk browned, but don't worry about that. It's no problem. And as you're cooking it, you will feel with your spoon that it's starting to thicken, just like if you were making gravy. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And essentially, you cook it until it's the thickness, the consistency that you would like it. So if you like it thick and you want to put some milk on it after, then you would cook it a lot. If you don't want to do that, then you stop it right at the consistency that you think you would enjoy it. So it's starting to get thicker. If you make a big pot of it, you can put it in your fridge and hold it cold and warm it up in a microwave in the morning, so you don't need to make it every morning. I've never eaten it as something savory, but I imagine you could. Could put some bacon bits on it and maybe some green onions and a little pepper. Here it goes. You can see the bubbles getting bigger because the whole thing is thickening. I made some for my grandson Miles, who's 15 months old, just a couple of days ago, and he liked it. And I felt pretty good about feeding it to him because I know that it's organic and it's 100% whole grain, so it's got lots of good phytonutrients in it and bran, so fiber. This takes a little bit longer than the cream of wheat from the red box, but I think it's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm not gonna make you sit and watch it, but I'm gonna let it sit for just a minute before I pour it, and it will thicken even more. And then I will add the sugar and the butter to it. Okay, and then here we go. Cream of wheat. A little bit of butter. And a little bit of sugar. Breakfast. Do you think the cats would like it?